What? Jupiter almost became a second sun. Yes, you heard that right. The fattest planet in our solar system is actually a failed debut star. It only needed 80 times more mass to start glowing and emitting heat just like the sun, which would have roasted Earth into a giant kebab long ago. But unfortunately, it fell just short. Now, it has to settle for being a gas giant, a super balloon that could fit 1,300 Earths inside. Even more mind-blowing is that this dud star became Earth's personal bodyguard. For billions of years, it has stood in the line of fire for us. Asteroids and comets that were supposed to hit Earth were sucked away by its massive gravitational pull. Someone give this guy a medal. But did you think it was always a good guy? Wrong. 4.6 billion years ago, right after it was born, Jupiter was like a drunk who had too much moonshine, swinging a gravitational sledgehammer and wreaking havoc across the solar system. It charged straight toward the sun, crushing anyone in its path, completely unreasonable. Do you know why Mars is so scrawny today? It used to be a bodybuilder of a planet until Jupiter passed by and robbed 90% of its assets. In the blink of an eye, Mars went from a fitness coach to a toothpick. Even scarier, if Jupiter hadn't braked in time, Earth would have been gone long ago, either kidnapped as its henchman or kicked to the edge of the universe to freeze into a block of ice. Either way, it was a death sentence. At the critical moment, Saturn had seen enough. This guy was a real street fighter too, and he jumped in to arm wrestle Jupiter. They both flexed their muscles, forcing this mad cow to a halt. Uranus and Neptune saw the chaos and rushed in to help. Together, these planets managed to kick Jupiter back to its original home. But here is the miracle: Jupiter's neighborhood rampage actually ended up saving Earth. When it was kicked back, the massive disturbance sent ice chunks from the edge of the solar system flying like confetti straight toward Earth. This ice melted into water, express shipping over 10 billion tons of water to our planet. Scientists estimate that 60% of the water you drink today was a gift from Jupiter eons ago. As they say, sometimes doing a lot of bad things can accidentally lead to something great. Now that we have covered its dark history, let's look at how mind-bending this guy really is. Imagine trying to land a spaceship on Jupiter. Sorry, it is mission impossible. Because Jupiter basically has no solid ground. The whole planet is just a ball of gas. You would just keep falling and falling. You could fall to the edge of the universe and still never hit the floor. First, you'd have to pass through terrifyingly thick clouds with storms powerful enough to shred your spaceship like tissue paper. Next, you'd plunge into an ocean of liquid hydrogen. Note, not water, but liquefied hydrogen gas. Deeper down, the pressure is so intense it squeezes hydrogen gas into a metal. Yes, you heard that right, gas turning into metal. The entire planet is a colossal pressure cooker, containing a boiling ocean of liquid metal, with a 20,000-degree fireball hidden at the bottom. Jupiter is essentially a lighter that almost ignited. If its mass had been just a tiny bit higher, it would have gone boom and burst into flames, turning Earth into ash. So, the best thing Jupiter ever did in its life was failing to become a sun. In 2016, humanity sent a probe named Juno to explore, traveling for 5 years to get there. It has now circled Jupiter over 70 times. The photos sent back left scientists speechless. Everyone used to be certain that Jupiter's center must have a solid core, like Earth's iron core. But Juno's data showed something completely different. Jupiter's core is mushy, liquids and solids mixed together like a pot of burnt porridge. Scientists were devastated. Where is the textbook? Where is the theory? Throw it all away and start over. To this day, they are still arguing because no one can explain how this mess grew so large. Then there is the monster known as the Great Red Spot, and lately, it has been feeling moody. This is a superstorm that has been screaming for over 350 years, with winds fast enough to catch a bullet and a depth of over 300 kilometers. In the 19th century, it was large enough to fit 3 Earths inside, but now it has shrunk by half. In 2024, the Hubble telescope watched it for 90 days, and the footage was eerie. The storm is twitching, sometimes squashed flat, sometimes stretched out, like a dying monster, gasping for air. Even stranger, as it gets smaller, it gets taller, like a compressed spring suddenly popping upward. Scientists calculate that this thing survives by eating smaller storms around it. If it is starved, it will die out in just 950 days. At that point, Jupiter's famous red eye will vanish forever. When Juno flew over Jupiter's north pole, it captured something even more out of this world. 6 to 8 massive cyclones, larger than Earth, lined up in a perfect hexagon, spinning around like they were holding a board of directors meeting. This storm gang has maintained this formation for years, refusing to disperse or fight each other. The solar system has never seen anything like this. Scientists are completely baffled. There is not a single theory that can explain it. Some joke that it looks like Jupiter is performing a mystical ritual and we just happened to catch a glimpse. Who knows, maybe they are plotting something earth-shattering. It is enough to give you goosebumps. But Jupiter's deadliest move is not its storms, it is its terrifying radiation field. Radiation around Jupiter is 20,000 times higher than on Earth. Any living creature that gets close is doomed. Their cells would explode instantly. The Juno probe survived only because it is wearing a titanium alloy suit weighing 180 kilograms. Even then, every time it passes by, the radiation it eats is equivalent to taking 1 million X-rays. If you flew a spaceship there, you would be roasted into beef jerky, crispy on the outside, moist on the inside, in less than a second. And Jupiter's henchmen are just as extreme. The Moon Io is literally a branch of hell, with hundreds of volcanoes erupting 24/7.